A reminder of the dangers that lurk when young adults are given the freedom to let loose without the restraint of many rules. This spring break season, the lineup investigates these dangers in an effort to build awareness and never forget the consequences of letting your guard down. Here's a look back at the heartbreaking case of Natalee Holloway.
Her handwriting on the Aruban immigration card said she would be staying for 4 nights. Instead, she has been gone for nearly 2 years. Alabama teen Natalee Holloway. Her disappearance has baffled investigators and kept the nation riveted. May 24th, 2005, 18-year-old Natalee Holloway graduates from Mountain Brook High School in Birmingham, Alabama. The honor student had nothing but hope for the future and the whole world ahead of her in her room. Dresses she had purchased for her university sorority rush were in her closet. She, more than 100 of her fellow seniors, and their 7 chaperones were preparing for the senior trip to sunny Aruba. The trip, an annual event, was not sponsored by the school. It was a trip that students anticipated to be filled with sun, fun, and partying, sunburns being the only consequence of their trip. But instead, it became a life lesson that no one could anticipate, and one from which they are still reeling. May 30th, the last night of the trip. Natalee and her friends spend the night partying at a popular local hotspot, Carlos and Charlie's Bar and Restaurant. Then, according to friends and witnesses, Natalee leaves the bar around 1 a.m. and is seen getting into a car outside of the nightclub. When Natalee doesn't show up for her return flight the next morning, police go to her hotel room to find her passport, cell phone, and her packed bags, but no sign of the beautiful teen. June 4th, Aruban authorities say 3 men have emerged as the most important lead. Joran Vandersloot and brothers Deepak and Satish Kalpo claim they dropped Holloway off at her hotel around 2 a.m., though hotel security cameras have no record of her return. Within 10 days after Natalee disappeared, police took Joran Vandersloot, the Kalpo brothers, and later even Joran's father, Paul, an apprentice judge, into custody. Meanwhile, a massive search for Natalee Holloway begins. About 700 volunteers joining police, soldiers, and FBI in hunt for Natalee. The search is extensive. Texas EquiSearch teams, including divers, helicopter aerial surveys, F-16 photographic surveys, searching sand dunes, the ocean, the lighthouse, but nothing is recovered. Beth Holloway Twitty, Natalee's mother, claims that Joran Vandersloot sexually assaulted her daughter during various stages of consciousness, while then Aruban Police Chief Dompig says there's no proof that this occurred. On July 4th, an Aruban court releases the Kalpo brothers from prison. While prosecutors continued to fight to have them rearrested, the court ruled there was not enough evidence to detain Deepak and Satish. During the investigation, hopes were raised and dashed. Blonde hairs found stuck to duct tape turned out to not belong to Natalee. Tips leading to a search of the local landfill turned up nothing, while authorities tried to link her disappearance to the 3 suspects. Then, on August 26th, investigators said they had uncovered new facts that led them to again arrest the Kalpo brothers on the suspicion of rape and murder. But on September 3rd, the Aruban court releases all 3 suspects, provided they remain available to police. While Vandersloot attends college in the Netherlands, the Holloway family never let go of their search for Natalee. Aruban police came to the United States in January of 2006 to interview Natalee's classmates who accompanied her on the trip. Frustrated by the lack of results in the investigation, Holloway's parents served Joran and Paul Vandersloot with a summons while they were in New York in February of 2006, suing them for unspecified monetary damages. However, they claimed the lawsuit was to obtain information from the Vandersloots. That March, the Vandersloots sought to have the lawsuit dismissed. Then another surprising twist. On April 16th, Aruban police arrested a 19-year-old in connection with the disappearance, but was released 8 days later. Last August, a New York judge dismissed the Holloway's wrongful death lawsuit against Joran, but then in December filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the Kalpo brothers in the state of California, while they fought to have the lawsuit dismissed. Her family still searches for answers for what happened to their little girl. $1 million reward is offered for her safe return. But will there ever be any answers? And will there ever be any justice for Natalee?
Please remember to call the anonymous tip line on your screen if you have any information on the whereabouts of Natalee Holloway, and there is a $250,000 reward to solve this case. And coming up, is one man's empire a breeding ground for